But tonight is different. The electricity is out, and they are eating bread and cheese by candlelight. The family are irregular church attenders, and as many families, they are struggling with their unrealized hopes and unrelieved fears. The people at the table are a grandfather, his daughter, a mother, a father, a teenager, a child, and a neighbor, Frank. It's important to know that when the characters are sitting down, they are conversing with each other. But when they stand, what they are saying reflects their own private thoughts, thoughts which only we can hear and understand. The play is over when the lights go down. And now, the hopes and fears of all the years.
I still say we should have gone out.
To where, Dad?
Is IHOP open? You know, come hungry, leave obese.
Come on, Dad, it's Christmas Eve. Besides, we have fresh-made bread. I baked it this morning before the electricity went out. And we have cheese.
Only if you consider press signals to be cheese. I do have some really good Stilton in my private cheese box, but I think I'll save it for a special occasion.
We'll make the best of it, but I did have my heart set on pheasants. Shot that pheasant with George just last weekend. And now he's dead and gone. I swear, I'm going to make my own funeral arrangements. Imagine having Hello Dolly as a final hymn.
I think it's kind of neat without the lights. We don't always have to have a big dinner. I wish we were just a little poor and could eat like this all the time. At least we're talking. And for 5 minutes, I don't have to worry about getting into Princeton and doing well there, and graduating, and winding up like that.
Well, the lights being out certainly saves on the electric bill, which we can't afford in any case. Imagine, how did I get like this? 30 years at the company. And one day I get a call from Bill Cummins. I have to go to HR. I have to pack up my stuff from my desk in that pathetic cardboard box. And I'm out. What am I going to do? I can't even get a job. I'm too old, they say. What if I don't have a job this time next year?
Are we done yet? Are we done yet?
No, dear, not yet.
Well, you know, it's Christmas Eve, and I sure do appreciate you folks having me over for dinner. Better a little food with others than a lot by yourself. I guess this is sort of what the first Christmas must have been like, a family being together.
I agree. I think it's a nice tradition, Christmas. You know, the star and the stable. Apart from that little drummer boy, who if I ever meet, I'm going to strangle him.
What's a stable?
It's like your room, dear, without an iPad.
I think Christmas is more than just tradition. Say, do you folks go to church? There's a service at my church this evening, and you'd be welcome to join me.
Oh, well, thanks. I don't think so. It's all just too sentimental. Besides, I need a job, not God.
Well, I agree that we shouldn't sentimentalize the Christmas story. After all, there was the slaughter of the innocents, and merry, what with all the people talking about them and gossiping.
Well, it's true that life is hard enough without people always judging each other and half the time condemning them and being too old to suddenly be not able to get a job.
That's why there are wars. You always have to feel superior. Was that the point in Vietnam? I wonder how Ricky Henderson is doing all these years after his breakdown.
Well, I like the Christmas story. And I like Christmas for that matter. And I like Christmas without electricity. Just bread and cheese. No cooking. I'm so tired of putting in all those extra overtime hours. Oh, I hope Jim gets a job, and then Christy gets into Princeton, and then Dad's heart holds out. I really need to tell him that I forget him.
Yeah, I like Christmas too. Things don't seem so bad on Christmas.
Say, Frank, are you a regular churchgoer?
Actually, I am. I don't think I could manage it all if I didn't have the church to back me up.
Back you up? Well, I don't know if I want to go down that track. Did I run out the recycling yet?
Yeah, I got really sick this past year, and people prayed. They prayed for me, and they even came to visit. And as you know, I lost my job, and these things often come in threes, and I also got divorced. It's been quite a year.
Well, gee, Frank, I'm not sure it registered at the time about your job and what it must have meant to you, but boy, I sure understand it now.
Well, yes, and I let the people at church know about my job, and word got around, and someone talked to someone else, and someone talked to someone, and put me in touch, and before you know it, I had a job. I mean, I have a job. And, well, you know, acquiring another spouse, that's a little bit more tricky.
Well, I think, Christmas is more for kids than anybody else.
Well, Jim, actually, I have to disagree. If Christmas means anything, it means that God is with us, not far off. I need a sense that God is with me to help me face up to all that life dishes out. I've come to believe that courage is the key to hope and overcoming fear.
Well, if I'm honest, I have to admit that I'm afraid a lot these days. Well, with no job and no prospect of one.
And what if I don't get into Princeton?
And when you're this old, you'd think you'd be beyond fear. But I'm afraid of being alone or losing my mind.
You can stop worrying about that, Dad. It's already happened.
Very funny.
Well, it's interesting that we should be talking this way tonight, because one of the things that came to me back in the fall was a Christmas carol. It came to me long before the Christmas season. It's that carol, O Little Town of Bethlehem.
Really? I hate that song.
Why would you think of a Christmas carol in the fall? And what if I wind up at that college in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania?
I like that song.
Oh, so do I. It has a line that just kept going through my head. The hopes and fears of all the years are met in thee tonight. And that's what happened to me. I can't quite explain it, but Christ gave me courage.
Oh. Well, that's sure what I need just now.
Huh. Boy, I could use some of that.
Huh. Maybe that's how you face getting old.
Huh. That's what this family needs.
Christ gave you courage?
Well, his grace relieved me of fear, and faith gave substance to my hope. Something like that.
I knew I